And then environmental control evaluation, in other words, environmental monitoring. So we talked about it so many times, the importance of it. So how do you maintain your clean room? How do you know if it's really clean or not? Because you need to take the sample and do the assays. This is how you do the sampling and assays. It's a program that obtains information on microbial and particulate matter on the following: room, facility, people, utilities like water, compressed gas, and clean steams, HEPA filters, filling nodules, and then performance quantification studies and all those things. Okay, so the test is done to determine the level of viable or non-viable particles existing on your samples, okay, work surface and instrument and all those things. If high individual counts or rising trend or other abnormalities are reported through your testing, you probably need to find out where they're coming from, and corrective action should be followed up to prevent those, right? Clean room environmental monitoring, you need to check particle monitoring in the air. So every 6 months you got to do that. And HEPA filter integrity testing, maybe yearly or bi-yearly. And air change rate circulation every 6 months, and air pressure differential studies maybe daily, temperature humidity study daily, microbial monitoring daily, okay, at maybe at decreased frequency in areas, set applied measurements, a swap in other aseptic areas, okay. So recommended limit for bacterial contamination, grade A area, you should not have any, so less than 1. If you do a air sampling, so this is air sampler, as you know, and set plate method, something like that, less than 1. Contact plates, you've seen contact plate, rotor plate like this, okay, less than 1. Glove print, 5-finger plate, we've seen that, right? Should have less than 1. Grade B, you can have a little more, but 10, less than 10, less than 5, 5, 5. Grade C, 150, 25. Grade D, 200, 150. Okay, so the standards are different. And important thing about pyrogen endotoxins, how do you eliminate those? How do you control those? So depyrogenation is the process of eliminating, removing pyrogens, right? So glassware equipment is maintained at a dry heat, about 250 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes minimum. Then you can eliminate the pyrogens. If you can use higher heat, like 650 degree heat, 1 minute treatment is enough. So if you look at your maybe drug filling machine, there should be a depyrogenation tunnel where your vials are going through before they go into the filling machine space, right? So that tunnel generates a very high heat, like 650 degree heat. So when the vials travel through it, takes about 1 minute. So that's a depyrogenation taking place. Okay, and 180 degree if you use a low temperature, although it's really hot for us, but that's about taking 4-hour treatment. Okay, heating with strong alkali solution or oxidizing solution will destroy pyrogen as well. Okay, so depends how you do it, but if it's heat alone, these are the standard. Thorough washing with detergent followed by thorough rinse with pyrogen-free water could make glassware and rubber stopper pyrogen-free, and water is the greatest potential source of pyrogen contamination, so make sure your UFI is really clean, doesn't have a lot of pyrogen. An anion exchange resin and possibly charged membrane filters can remove pyrogen, because pyrogens are normally negatively charged. Think about it. They have phospholipid, and phospholipid head is what? Negatively charged, right? So they'll bind with the possibly charged resin. So anion exchange chromatography method is actually effective depyrogenation method. Okay, so part of the downstream process you use that method. And distillation, boiling, and reverse osmosis is also effective in depyrogenation. Okay, so there are many ways of doing depyrogenation. It's not just heat alone. Personal requirements for sterile manufacturing. So people are the worst source of microbial contamination, as we said so many times. And the person who are selected to work in the clean room must be neat, orderly, and reliable. They should be in good health condition. No sinus allergy, no coughing, no sickness, right? They should be also free from dermatological condition, no skin problems, rashes, and things like that. And the person with cold, allergies, or other illness should not be permitted into the clean room because they can, contaminate. And the effective training and proper gowning can reduce the particle shedding from personnel, of course. And how about the taking a shower or routine, cleaning of individuals' hygiene requirement? Yes, they need to take a shower daily. I mean, hygiene is kind of a common sense, but when they take a shower, the shower should be taken at least 2 hours before they enter the clean room, because after taking a shower, when your skin dries up, you tend to shed more. So you cannot take a shower and go into clean room right away. There should be about time when your skin is all shedded, then you are allowed to go in there. Okay, and the suntan also dries skin. So suntan, if you love laying down in tanning booth, that's not good for working in the clean room, because your skin gets dried after that. So clean room personnel not encouraged to expose themselves to the sunlight. Okay, and friction between clothing and skin also increase the rate of shedding. So tight clothing should be avoided. Okay, so potential contamination, outer skin. You may have a bunch of these microorganisms. Human saliva, even more, 10 to the 9th, 10 to the 6th. Okay, and nasal wash instead of nostril, almost same as your skin. And aerosols produced by skin, sneezing, you spit a lot, right? Can contain about 100,000 microorganisms. Okay, so your human hair again. Could be one of the main contaminants. Human skin flakes, these are the size of those particles. Pollens, mold, smoke. If you are smoking, it's not good either. And household dust, bacteria. Okay, particle generating rate, sitting, stationary, not much moving, 100,000. Head, arm, neck, motion, slow motion, 500,000. Foot motion, standing to the sitting position, million particles. Walking, wow, 5 million. Walking at 5 miles per hour, 7.5 million. So see, activities will increase the amount of shed that's happening from your body. And then airborne contamination is directly related to the number of people working in the area, of course. The more people are involved, more shedding will take place. Number of people and degree of activities, as we just saw the table. So yes, so you avoid talking, unnecessary body movement. You should be able to talk, but don't talk a lot. That's the rule. Avoid any unnecessary movement. That's the rule. Okay. Gowns should be worn, of course. It prevents the shedding. Okay, so and then fresh and sterile gowns should be used whenever you go into the clean room area and go out and return. You have to gown again, degown and gown again. Full gowns consist of coveralls, hoods, face masks, goggles, boot covers, and double gloves. Okay, of course, goggles. Yeah, we said that, yes. So it covers full of your body from top to bottom. There's no universally accepted gowning procedure for the sequence of the gowning step, but general sequence is described on the next page, yes. So this is the general sequence. One pair of gloves after you scrub, and shoe cover, okay, and hairnet. You go into the gowning area. So you put that on probably in your locker area, and you go in and grab your gowning supplies, lay them down, and then you put on, it's a top-down process, of course. You put on your head cover, hood first, and then your coverall without touching the outside, and then shoe booties, the second shoe cover, of course, and your goggles, and then you put on your second layer of your gloves. So that's the order. So if you have not looked at the gowning process, there's an online interactive animation of gowning simulation. If you go into the website, so NC BIONet website, do that training, e-training, and there's a gowning video I just told you, NC BIONet, about 15 minutes long. Take a look at that. I don't know if this gowning simulation gives you a certificate. If you get a certificate, submit that. I'll maybe give you 5 points for that. All right. And assignment questions here. So number one question, list 5 sources of contamination in drug product manufacturing. So contamination could come from where? Your facility, right? And the personnel, of course, and the raw materials, right? And the instruments. And so, yeah, just name it. So 5 of them, okay? Comes from many different sources. And how is sanitization different from sterilization? What's the main difference? Sterilization is complete removal, complete elimination, while sanitization is reduction. Okay, so there's a difference. And list the main target areas of environmental monitoring. So where do you monitor? Of course, air itself, and the clean surface, right? And the personnel working in there. What else? And the instruments in there, and all those things, and then maybe water, and maybe gas, all those, yeah, things used, raw materials. And list major depyrogenation method. So how do you depyrogenate? Of course, heat treatment, right? So maybe low heat, maybe 6 hours, middle heat, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, and 650, 1 minute. Or if it's not, maybe cleaning. So like a detergent and all those things, cleaning will be important as well. And sometimes maybe ion exchange, and ion exchange chromatography is effective. Yeah. So there are different types of methods that are available. Reverse osmosis is another way. And then how general gowning and aseptic gowning different? So aseptic gowning is a complete covering of your skin. It's coverall, right? Top to bottom. But aseptic gowning, general gowning, you do not require a full cover-up. Maybe putting on scrubs and maybe hairnet, gloves. That's pretty much it. All right. So there's a difference. So it depends on what grade area you're going into. You may have to put on aseptic gowning, or you may be allowed to go in as in a general gowning. Okay. What do top down, bottom up, or inside out mean during a aseptic gowning process? Top down means what? You put on your garments from your head to the toe. Okay, so your hood, coverall, and the shoe cover, that order, right? And the bottom up is when you put on your gown, don't let your garment touch the floor. Okay, that's what it means. Inside out, when you put on your garment, you are allowed to touch inside, but outside is sterile. You're not allowed to touch them. Okay, that's the principle. All right. So yeah, that's it.